All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Song Title Challenge. This is where you get inside the brain, inside the mind of a hit songwriter, Brent Baxter. You submit your song titles to info@daredevilproduction.com. Once again, production is singular. There is no S. info@daredevilproduction.com. I spring them to our hit songwriter co-host, Mr. Brent Baxter, live on the air, and then you can hear how he would deconstruct that, different angles that he would take to write that song, different spins that he would put on it. You own 100% of the song. This is not a co-write whatsoever. It's just a fun, creative exercise so that you can see how the mind of a hit songwriter thinks. Brent, you got anything to add to that?
Hopefully you value, but no, that's it. It's not a co-write. You send them in. I just riff on it for a little bit. Hopefully set you in some good path, and which you can use what I suggest or not. And hopefully just to give you an idea of how to think, not just trying not to give you a fish here, but trying to teach you how to fish.
There we go. Okay, so today a little bit different here. I couldn't decide between these two songs. These two titles. So I'm going to present them both to you, and you pick which one you're feeling more. How's that sound?
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. So the first title is from songwriter Greg Shively or Shively. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Looks like it's probably Shively. And the title is Beautiful Scars.
Okay.
Beautiful Scars.
Okay.
And the second is from Tony True. That's the songwriter, and this would be more of a sort of tongue-in-cheek country song.
You think?
Meatball across the plate there.
I'll decide that, Johnny.
Okay, and it's called Beer Pressure, like
Beer Pressure,
as opposed to peer pressure. I think, yeah, Beer Pressure.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Tony. I know Tony's one of our members over there at Freddie.com, and I think Greg might be as well. I know I've seen Greg around social media, so maybe he's in the Songwriting Pro group or something. So, but thank you guys for sending those in. And so basically, I'm a country hammer. I'm going to treat each of these as a country nail and try to figure out, okay, if you brought this into a writer's room and we're trying to write a hit country song, in this case, which one am I going to pick and why? And then what are some ideas, what are some angles we can take on this to try and frame it like a country hit? So, all right, so we got two here. So Beautiful Scars and Beer Pressure. So actually, Johnny, yeah, you did kind of set up the beer pressure, like, okay, kind of tongue-in-cheek country thing, which is, of course, the first thing I think of when I see this title, that, just a fun drinking kind of thing. The first thing I think of with Beautiful Scars is going to be something more meaningful. And Beautiful Scars, I've heard that kind of thing before. I feel like, beautifully broken, beautiful, it ain't pretty, but it's beautiful, that kind of stuff. Beer Pressure, I'm sure there are a bunch of those titles out there, and I think there's a reason we haven't heard on the radio. And so based on where I think we can go market country music today with the best chance, I'm going to go with Beautiful Scars. We're going to dive into that one.
Okay. Greg Shively. Okay.
Yes, Greg. So we're going to try to dig in. I think there's something a little more compelling about that. I think with the Beer Pressure, we'd be spending most of the time trying not to make it a novelty, goofy thing, trying to bring something else to it, which I think Beautiful Scars just kind of has more of that built in already.
A little more meat to it.
A little more meat to it, I think so, yeah. Because it's like Beer Pressure, if you take that more serious, then it's just going to be maybe just odd. Because they'll be expecting a certain thing or not a certain thing. So Beautiful Scars. All right. So letting the title write the song. I see scars, but what is it about those that make them beautiful? Is it, and just in general for country music, commercial country music, positive is good. Tempo is good. If you can get love in there, that's good. Or some sort of depth. People are always looking for up-tempo songs. I've been listening to, that's always what people need. And so the first thing I want to think of, is there a way to make Beautiful Scars with some tempo, like a mid or something? That's the first thing is, I've heard, I think Craig Wiseman say, man, we can write that tempo or we can write that ballad as long as we make it a tempo. And who was it that somebody that had, success with their artist stuff said, hey, all the songs they wrote, those hits, they always wrote them as ballads, but knowing that they were going to change when they got in the studio and they were going to make them tempos. I can't remember who that, Journey. I think they were talking about Journey. Like, yeah, man, we wrote all the songs as ballads knowing that they weren't going to stay that way. But it let us get in the headspace of, you know, Don't Stop Believing or whatever. Deeper. And then we're going to blow it up and we're going to get kind of the best of both worlds. So I'm going to see if there's a way to do that with Beautiful Scars. I mean, because first impression is like, well, that's a meaningful, life-changing kind of thing, you know, with, you know, and so that speaks ballad, right? Well, is there a way to make it fun and catchy, or at least catchy? You have some tempo where it can check off a couple of those boxes people are looking for. So that'd be the thing I would try to do without killing the mojo of what it is, right? So Beautiful Scars. So I just brainstorming on that. I think of like C-sections, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's, you know, you brought a child into the world. There's a scar, but it's beautiful. You're a mom. You brought this child that you love into the world, and with the help of a doctor and a scalpel. But it's left a beautiful scar. There's that. There's people that have, you know, maybe had like, you know, cancers removed, that sort of thing, where it's like, yeah, but the way they grew from that experience and that battle and overcoming, it's you know, it's a scar, but it's almost a trophy. Like, you know, I overcame. So you can look at it that way. You could look at it, you know, a soldier, you know, with scars from battle, you know, what he did for his brother in arms, what he did for his fellow soldiers, and the home that he defended in freedom and stuff. It's a scar, but it's also beautiful because of, you know, we get to live the way we live kind of thing because of that. So those are some of the first things I think of. I wonder, you know, is there some out of the box ways to see that? I mean, Jesus, you know, the nail scarred hand, the spear wound in the sign, the hands and the feet, you know, thrown to Doubting Thomas, man, those are scars, but they're beautiful because they saved us. So that's kind of the biggest beautiful scars. Yeah.
I got an idea. So two things. One is that there's the situation where there's certain, we're getting away from scars a little bit with this idea. Let's just call them imperfections. They could be scars, like for instance, Harrison Ford on his face. You know, all of a sudden that becomes like this cool part of his personality, and it's cool. Or how about Cindy Crawford with the mole? I mean, Cindy Crawford made having a mole on your face so cool that girls were putting fake moles on their face.
Right. Yeah. It's just,
so,
yeah.
I mean, you know, just to like wear it, you know, own it, right? Like,
yeah,
own it and become a trendsetter.
That's a cool way of looking at it. It's like your weirdness, you know, fly your freak flag.
Yeah, let your freak flag fly.
It's so hard to say. Let it, yeah.
Put that in the song.
Let it freak fly, flip flop. You know, show me your beautiful scars. I mean, yeah, it could be like, you know, and I was thinking about that too, getting to that, like the emotional scars, that kind of stuff. It's stuff you've been through that kind of grew you up, and, you know, because I think, you know,
I get another idea, like on that line, like with the, it's like the choice. You could tell a story about the choice between becoming a victim or growing as a person from it, right? Like Will Smith has this crazy video. I want to do an episode on it. That is the difference between fault and responsibility. Like, it's not your fault that your dad is a drunken, abusive father, but it's your responsibility to learn how to deal with those traumas. Yeah. And craft a good life for yourself, because it's your heart, because it's your life. You know, so that could be like a really deep thing there, man. That would be, you know, that could be like an inspirational type of lyric to help people understand that, hey, man, we've all got something going on with us. We're all broken, and here's it's the way you frame it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is so much the way you frame it. Is there, because I think the kind of country 101 way would be like, okay, here's a soldier, he coming home with some beautiful scars because, man, he saved, you know, these people while he was over there, and he, you know, Purple Heart kind of thing. He saved his brothers over there. So it's a beautiful scar, you know, it's about self-sacrifice and honor and valor. And then you go to, like, you know, a mom you know, given birth kind of thing. And she has some beautiful scars about that because it's a beautiful, miraculous thing, you know, having a baby and bringing life into the world. And then you go to like a Jesus thing in the bridge. You know, you do these vignettes like, okay, that works, but that's kind of what I expect. And we want to do kind of what you don't expect and do it in a way that builds to something more like, whoa, okay, I didn't see that coming, but that's awesome. It could be that, yeah, that's the difference between blah, blah, blah and beautiful scars. You know, that's the difference between scars and beautiful scars, or that's the difference between you know, kind of, we're talking about the responsibility versus fault. It's like our victim versus someone who overcomes. That's the difference between like a scab and a beautiful scar. You know, not that you use that word, but that's the difference between these two things is how you respond to it. That's what makes it beautiful.
Oh, there it is right there. Know? That's it. That's how you, that's it. Boom. Drop the mic. That's right there. This is either going to be a game. Yeah, this is either going to ruin you or it's a beautiful scar and you're going to wear it with pride. You're going to own it. That's it. Yeah.
And I think it could be something like that, which would be cool. It's like, you know, you could almost be listening to this stuff that, you know, bad stuff. I kind of picture just for the market now and kind of the more pop influence and stuff is not as linear of a story, but talking about, you know, the broken hearts and painting pictures, use imagery of these different things that could scar you. You know, dad left home, or, you know, these different ways or something and the ways you could react. And then the chorus being you know, how we react to these things either will leave something or a beautiful scar. You know, that's the difference between blank and a beautiful scar, between broken,
a gushing wound or a beautiful scar.
You know, or broken hearts and beautiful scars. You know, there's something there that's really cool.
What? How about broken hearts are beautiful scars?
Yeah, or broken hearts lead to, you know, that's the difference between a broken heart and a beautiful scar is what you do with it.
How you look at it.
Like
it's a glass half full or half empty.
Yeah, it's like we're all going to get a broken heart, but if you're lucky, you'll have a beautiful scar from it. Like how you respond to that broken heart is either going to be ugly or beautiful kind of thing. Like, do you get resentful and hate the world, you know, because of this bad thing that happened to you or because someone hurt you? Or do you go, I'm not going to do that to someone else. Like, I know how that feels and I'm going to be a better person. Or do you respond with hate or do you respond with love? You still carry it with you, you know, on your heart. I think there's something there. I think there's something there that's pretty cool. That's kind of out of the box and a deeper thing. And man, if you still, I think of like Keith Urban's Female, where it's kind of driving some, and it's moving, and so it's not like a pure ballad, and it's not real linear, but it's talking about it kind of a deeper thing. You can still have some movement to it, but still have some depth. And I think that's what you want to aim for with this. And you know, so what are those things? You know. Boy, I almost think, and that would be the thing. It would be taking time to figure out what are those examples of those things that can, depending on how you respond to them, are going to be. It's like we all get broken hearts, but you know, but you're blessed if you have a beautiful scar, kind of thing. If it leaves a beautiful scar, it's like, or that kind of broken heart leaves a beautiful scar.
Yeah, there you go. And that sort of directs the inspiration part of it, right?
Yeah, but I do like
here's how you think about it.
Yeah, it's how you respond to this broken heart that will either leave a blah 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 or beautiful scars. And then you have to kind of explain what that is, either beforehand or afterwards. Like you can respond with love or giving up. You can hate or you know, giving out a helping hand or whatever, you know, these kind of, you could do this, you could do that. That's the difference between, you know, a broken heart and a beautiful scar. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between broken hearts and beautiful scars. Or, I think it would be cool. Or maybe you don't even do let me check my time here. So I can rip on this for a while. Yeah, we're getting up on 15. But you could also lean it more toward the, hey, you got this choice, so you can do this. This bad thing happened, you can do this, or you can do this. Or maybe like almost tell like little vignette stories where it's not like a big linear thing, but there's a girl that got, this bad thing happened to her, and now, she gives back to people in that community. The people, the kind of the girl that was in, this may be too heavy, but I'm just riffing, that was caught up in sex trafficking, was kidnapped and stuff. And now she's out of it and she's helping people, that are coming out of that, that world. And she was,
dude, you nailed it. You nailed it right there.
That's, and helping other people.
It's a fork in the road. It's either you get to choose. Right. Is it you get to choose what remains, a broken heart or a beautiful scar. You get to choose something that rhymes with scar.
Yeah.
You get to choose who you are, a broken heart or a beautiful scar. Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That was good. I love that. That's the best I've ever done on this.
And it's like it responds, and how you respond determines, it's like, we all got broken hearts, but you can choose to have a beautiful scar, or something. It's, we've all got these marks, everything leaves a mark. Leave your mark with, beautiful scar or something like that. It's like this, it's like this ugly old world, playing off beautiful. This ugly old world is going to leave its mark. But you can choose to put it up with a beautiful scar. So there's something in there. Dive into that. Like I said, if you can do some tempo, still keep it feeling current. Now I think hopefully you get the best of all the worlds, Greg. So hopefully that's helpful. I appreciate it. And thanks for sending in the title, Greg and Tony.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, and guys, and also, I'm riffing on this for like 15 minutes, and this is going a little bit long, but I also do one-on-one coaching where we can, it's not out in front of everybody like this is. It's me and you online, face-to-face, or on the phone. You can throw out titles and ideas, and we can really dig in together, take more time than I'm doing here, and really try to get your songs on the best path. Or if you've already written something, to go in and kind of look under the hood and see like what we love, what we can improve, or just answer questions you might have about the business. I'm available for all that. You can find me at songwritingpro.com/coaching, songwritingpro.com/coaching. You can see my availability. You can book a session and get all your questions answered there, and have an FAQ and everything there, so you can get all the details.
Awesome. Well, that brings us to the end of another Songwriting Challenge episode. Guys, if you want to send in your songs, send them to info@daredevilproduction.com. Production is singular. There is no S. Put in the title, all capital letters, Song Title Challenge, and it will get into the right folder to be considered for the show. Thanks, guys.